So your brand association that you want to do is around hunting, which I think you're doing a great job at, by the way, because every time I see you, you're in a hunting shirt, you're in a hunting hat, you're in a hunting, heck, the whole group has seen you hunting, right? So, it's good that you're associating that with your organic content. Again, um, hook proof, which is your, you know, one sentence statement, like you just said. My goal is to get everyday people into the hunting and reconnect with nature, whatever it is, and
Mhm.
then your video. Okay. All right. Who else has some? I want to hear some more.
I got one.
Yeah, go ahead, Kurt.
Um, I have my goal is to replace hesitation with clarity, so people know exactly how to respond when that moment hits.
Mm, huge. Okay, so again, your content, because I know you're making videos too, which is great. Your next organic piece, hook, then your proof, which is, that statement plus what you've done and only you can claim. Like I can claim 30,000 students. I claim it all the time. Only whatever only Kurt can claim, and then your video, and then your content, right? So hook, proof, and then content. Yep. And I saw Glenda raise her hand too.
Yeah, ours is we help prepare good people to quickly dominate and end a violent ambush. Then we teach them how to articulate, defend, and justify those actions in the courtroom.
Wow. So that's huge. And that should be in every email, in every Facebook post, in every video, in every message, right? In order for us to connect, in order for us to build our brand, we have to build our association. And so those words are powerful and they need to be associated with you as often as they possibly can be. So in order for us to do that, we have to teach it. In order to teach it, we have to repeat it.
Hmm.
So we have to repeat those words as often as we possibly can. And for those of you who don't have a brand association, a one-line sentence that you can say that this is the brand, in one sentence, you need one. You need one because people are going to make these associations. Whether or not you intentionally do it, they're going to make the associations. And I want you to be intentional on your associations. The more you are able to associate, the better, because people will inherently bring that trust to you. Okay, that trust. If you can get Nike on scene at your shooting range and have an event, guess what? People will trust your range more because they trust Nike, right? If you get people selling, if you get people from SIG trying to sell the SIG 320, guess what? They will not associate good things with your business. So every single element, down to what's behind you in pictures, needs to be intentional. It needs to be intentional. At that point, we are at 12:30 exactly. Let's open it up to questions. Marv, bring it up.
Anybody's ads tanking or are they going well? Because mine, I'm getting no response off anything. My click through rate's pretty good, but I got 2 sales in the past week, 2 weeks.
Well, do you want to share and we want to look, or do you want to hear from people?
Now, I'm just wondering what other people are seeing because I haven't changed the ads since we I just put up a couple different ones. I'm just wondering if anybody's ads are doing well or if they're
I have had the lowest cost per acquisition in the history of my business this week. The lowest cost per acquisition, and I did nothing new. I haven't even uploaded a new ad since last week. All of a sudden, my books that were like $80 cost per acquisition, so it would cost me $80 in marketing, they were down to like $11 in marketing for my acquisition. So just on the front end funnel, they were profitable. So that's what I experienced. Has anybody else experienced a slowdown with their ads? I see
I
Shawnee going
have.
to the mute button.
Uh,
Richard saw a slowdown.
yeah, it seemed to like really do very well at the beginning. I mean, I had tons of people reaching out, and I still have people reaching out. I just got one today, two today, but they haven't reached, they haven't registered. They're reaching out saying, "Hey, I'm interested," but it like peaked and then it just kind of slowed down now. So now I'm getting more just questions. No commitments right now. Um, I was just looking at the range there, where I teach. There's someone that does a 2 hour course there I'm way under what they're charging 140 per person for a basic pistol. So that, I mean, I guess it's a good thing because that's the first thing people say, hey, I couldn't, turn down the offer, man. $75 plus bring a friend. But eventually I think I'm gonna have to bring that up a bit. But I don't know how well that other person's doing either though, because I seem to be beating them out on the calendar because I looked at their calendar and they don't have a lot of bookings either. So
Well, remember, it's not about price. Price is irrelevant as long as
oh
you're
yeah,
giving
yeah,
value for that price.
yeah.
So that said, though, Shawnee, I'd like to hear from you, and Jim, I know you're running ads too.
I actually just pulled mine up to look. I haven't looked at my ads manager. Can you hear me okay? I'm in the back
Yes.
of my work. It's loud. Okay. I just pulled mine up and I just see for this month, doing pretty good. My women's beginners class, which is my main selling point. So far I've had 42 people buy. I'm at my cost per person is at $6.45. I sell the tickets for $25 and I upsell at least probably 60% of the people. What actually is doing my concealed carry ad, I'm at $152 per result. I only have one result, but the only thing is that class I'm asking for $200. Hardly anybody pays me $200 on the ad. I have to get on the phone, but my closing rate for the concealed carry people is through the roof. I just put up a class last week and I got 8 people that I called on the phone and closed, and so my ads are doing pretty good right now. I don't know, maybe it's where I'm at. Maybe in DC, the people are riled up and ready to go and ready to start working. But my ads are kicking butt.
Okay, and Jim, I know you mentioned earlier today in our private message, you said, when we get back, I want to try some new ads. Is that because of performance, or is that because of just staleness, or what are you thinking?
Yeah, I mean, we're down under 3% on our click-through rate in the past week. And so it's after running that exact same ad, I mean, we're still getting bookings for the webinar. That's still happening frequently. But I want to change this up. We have more than doubled our ad spend, so we're reaching a fair amount of people. But I just want to change the thing now. A few things have changed with our business. We're now bundling different things. I want to update the funnel. So it's time after now. Shoot, what's it been? 6 weeks at least?
You haven't touched new ads in 6 weeks.
No,
Yeah,
I mean, we've gone through over 200 dealers.
Yeah.
And so yeah, it's just a matter of updating what we've got and recycling everything. The ad is still, I think it's still successful. It's still working. But I want to update things because a few things have changed on our side.
Yeah. Okay. All right, Murph. So tell me about your offer. What is your offer?
Well, I got 2 different ones. I got one for the gym. That's the April mistake we talked about, and I got the basic firearm safety class with the baby ad that you saw.
Okay.
So one of them's running at a 338 and a 125. That's the fitness ad, and the shooting one, the basic firearm safety one, was running a, where are we? 8.16 CTR with a 1.9 outbound, but I'm getting no sales.
Okay. So if your ads are working and the offer is not, then it's your offer. Okay. So when I say what is the offer, you said concealed carry class, but when I ask Richard what is offer, Richard, what is your offer?
So I'm doing the $75, bring a friend free for a 2-hour basic shooter course.
Right. So I'm going to interrupt you right there. So you see the difference in the response is that Richard is coming and saying, I'm doing a $75 class, bring a friend for free. The additional part of that is Richard's class is normally $249 per person, but right now you can sign up and for $75 and bring a friend for free. So that's Richard's offer. So Murph, you've been running your concealed carry class since you first started. When your ads first started, when you first started getting your ads were kicking ass. And then they have slowly been being reduced.
No, they really reduced when the
Andromeda.
algorithm. Thank you.
Yeah.
Andromeda
Yeah.
kicked on.
Yeah. So that said, the solution is look at the basics, look at your offer and look at your ads, right? So what I mean by that is you ran, hey, just take this class for $99. Now create a new offer. And that means new ads. That
Mhm.
means a revised funnel so that the funnel that you had for $99, you need to tweak that a little bit so that people feel like they're getting more value out of it, or another reason to do it now, another sense of urgency. I know in the beginning you were talking about the new laws in Massachusetts. Have those new laws in Massachusetts happened yet?
Not yet. They're scheduled no sooner than April, but nobody really knows.
Has there been any sort of recent update that you can create content based on?
No, but I can recycle the old update.
So what I would do is I would recycle it like it's a new sense of urgency that matters now rather than before, and also make your landing page congruent to that, right?
Mhm.
Your headline is following what your urgency is talking about in your ad. And
Right.
also if you and offer is not necessarily about price, but if you are very clearly listing the value, right? The value for Richard is, class is normally $249. Now it's 75. There's a huge amount of value because you're saving money. Then as an added piece of cake on top, you get to bring a friend for free. So this is an added piece of value. And the reason that we're doing that, bring a friend for free, is so that at the end of Richard's class, he's got double the amount of people he can pitch his upsell to. So he's not only bringing one person, every time somebody signs up, it's actually two people, right? So maybe do something along those lines, Murph. In fact, if you want a template for a new shooter accelerator, I've got the template for you. You can
I'll
just
take it.
take the template. Okay, Toby, can you drop a new shooter accelerator workshop into Murph's account real quick, a snapshot? And if anybody else in the group wants that snapshot, message in the general chat so that we can get you that snapshot. But the idea remains that people will do anything you want them to do as long as the value, what you're asking from them, is smaller than the value they're getting from you. And so we need to go when ads, because there is one truth in business, and that is your cost to acquire a new customer will always be more expensive than it is today. Today will always be the cheapest day for you to acquire a new customer. The cost will always go up. And so that's why we have such a sense of urgency. Okay. So Toby, a lot more people are saying in chat that they want a copy of that. Jeffrey, did you just raise your hand? Did I miss that?
Yeah, if you don't mind.
Go ahead.
So, I'd like speaking about or speaking to campaigns. Gotten a lot of guidance from this group on and you, Andy, on my general awareness campaign, and it's basically just informing the community that I'm here.
That you're alive. Yep.
That I'm alive. Also, if they opt in, they get enrolled in a free month of shooting drawing, right? So I'm going to share my screen real quick, and I just want to show you these results that I think I'm pretty proud of for this campaign. Can you see my screen?
We are seeing your screen.
Yeah. So almost 28,000 impressions. I'm at $4, just over $4 per opt-in. I've had 77 opt-ins in the last 30 days.
And look at your CTR and your outbound CTR. Look at your post comments. Like these ads are just killing it for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
they feel good.
Yeah. So his CTR on his ads. Remember, we need a 3% CTR all and a 1% outbound CTR. And in these ones, here's almost 7, 5.5, almost 6, 8.19, which leaves him with an average of 5.81. And his unique outbound is on average 4.12. And that's just absolutely killing it. So now what I want to do is I want you to pull up, now that we're seeing that the ads, we get a good checkbox because not only are our CTR all and our outbound CTR in good shape, but our cost per acquisition is $4.05. I mean, that is just an amazing. Every time he gives Facebook $4, he gets a new email address, email and phone number of somebody that wants to come and become part of his range, right? That is huge. So if you don't mind, let's go a step further and let's look at your landing page. Let's look at the offer and let's look at the stats on it as well. So if you want to pull up Momentum HQ,
Yeah.
go to stats. That'd be awesome.
You see this, you're seeing the whole screen? You're seeing me log
Yep,
in?
we can see this. Yes.
Great.
And if you just want to hit the stats button first. So what we're looking for is a 20% opt-in, and we're only
This
getting
is
5%. But if you want it, your date range said the last 30 days, which is what this is also. So guys, whenever you're matching up and you're looking at your ads manager, you just want to make sure that your dates here match your dates here. And in this case, they do. So he's only getting a 5% opt-in, which is 15% lower than we would want for a non-paid opt-in. But at $4 cost per acquisition, I would challenge to say, should we even go mess with something that's working? Right? Because sure, then we get a $2 cost per acquisition, but I don't think that that's going to move the needle enough. I think that the needle moving is going to be that we want to get these 39 people or the 77 people, whatever it is. We want to get those people through the door. So do we have a definitive way to say how many of those people actually came through the door and became members?
not members, but what I'm doing, and we have collected two so far, is when they opt in, they get email, text message. The emails tells them to come in the next 10 days, bring the email, and they'll get to shoot on the range for free. No, I'm sorry. They'll get a free t-shirt when they buy an hour range time. And we've given away two in the last week.
Wow. Okay. So two people have come in for that. And were there any sales with that, or did they just come grab the free shirt and do the free shooting?
Well, not free shooting. They bought range time.
Oh, they did. Okay, great.
Mhm.
All right. So real quick, let's go and look at our ads here again. And so total ad spend was $3,100. This is going really well. So that said, do you want to share to the group what your funnel looks like as well?
Sure.
So this is the landing page. So the idea here is that if they enter their name, email, and phone number, they're going to be entered to win a monthly drawing. So the VIP Insider Club and a month of unlimited free shooting. So the whole idea here is that he has an awareness campaign. So he wasn't even Jeffrey wasn't even really focused on getting a lot of emails signed up. Obviously, that's a side benefit, but he just wanted people to know that he exists, because this is really his first foray into Facebook ads. And so it's the easy picking. It's the easy picking that Richard experienced. It's the easy picking that Murph experienced. It's going to get harder as we go. And that's why our offer gets more important. That's why Murph is in a point right now where his offer is the next thing that he needs to work on, right? Richard, same thing. For Richard, I don't think that it's your offer. I don't think you've exhausted your offer. I think you've exhausted those ads. And I think it's time for new ads. But that's what we're doing here. And Jeffrey, I also see some new ads that you've added as well. So that those new ads, when did you add them? And are those the ones that are performing, or was it the original ones that are performing now?
Original ones are performing. Yeah, I added them almost a week ago.
Got it. Okay.
At local 5 and 6.
Yep. Well, keeping that refreshed gives Facebook the opportunity to test those ads against the other ads that are performing as well. So, yeah, this is a great campaign, and you've already had people through the door. I would encourage you to think about maybe even increasing your budget by 20% and seeing how those ads go as well. When you have a funnel that's working, your next step is to increase your ads at 20% at a time.
Okay.
Yep.
Related but not related. I just want to, does anyone have any experience? I was getting ready to roll out a campaign to sell our private instruction, private lessons. And I've been working with somebody in the industry, and I'm kind of looking at maybe selling those as a package as opposed to individual lessons now, and then having a $39 assessment to develop a plan for success ultimately of what the person's based on their skill level, what they're trying to attain, that sort of thing, and advertising the $39 assessment, regular $79 or something. Does anybody have any experience with doing something like that, assessing and then at the end of the assessment, you build a path for them for success with kind of benchmarks along the way of where we think we can have them in a 3 or 5 package personalized private lesson plan.
Yeah, so I've done that on the firearm side, but on the fitness side, we do that all the time. I own a gym, personal training company as well. And what we do is we give away 2 new member orientations. It's basically a free personal training session, or it's a low barrier of entry, right? So you get somebody that's coming in, they come in on the free pass, low barrier of entry, right? Low hanging fruit. And we do it with something called a training day. Once a month, we do a squat, a bench press, or a deadlift training day where you come in, we teach you how to do one of those exercises, 2 hours, $20. And that's a low barrier of entry. And that's basically what you're saying. It's an assessment. They get the information in that class. And then on every training day that we've ever had, we've always upsold at least one person into a 12-pack minimum personal training, which is going to be like $900, or a 36-pack, which is about, I don't know, $2,800, $2,900, something like that. And on the NMOs, we'll typically be able to get somebody that runs about a 50% rate, the free personal training with the week pass or something like that, as we'll be able to upsell them onto some form of either premium membership at $300 a month or some personal training package, a 4-pack, 12-pack, whatever. So that's a good thing to do. I've only done it a little bit on the firearm side with my simulator. I do a pistol skill builder class, and I've run a few of those and then flip those people into either further group training classes or further private lessons. So it's a great idea. It does work.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate the feedback.
And just a couple of pieces of entry. What I would do is I would boost your assessment up to something in the 200 range, and then use discounts on that as marketing for senses of urgency and scarcity. Sign up now and get your assessment at $49 instead of the $249 that it usually is.
Okay, thanks.
Yep. And last note on the assessment, Jeffrey, and this also works for Murph. I'm a big fan of menu selling, and what I mean by that is when after the assessment is given, is that if you've got your menu of all of your options, I literally will cross out, well, you don't need this one, you don't need this one, but you do need this, you do need this, you do need this, and then I'll have a section down below for the offer. And so I'm selling on the menu, and by crossing out the options that they don't need, I'm building trust and giving them the sense of pride that I'm formally recognizing their achievements and success. But at the same time, I'm recommending, and now I look like a consultant rather than a salesperson. So it's called menu selling. And you're literally crossing out things that they don't need on your menu. And then at the end of it, you're totaling up everything they need. And sometimes what I'll do is I'll have classes on the menu that I never intended to sell in the first place, but I always X those ones out. And I go to the same numbers so that I know what I'm offering every single time. So the menu is built literally so that I can X out different elements. And it's called menu sales, and it's a thing, menu sales.
Okay. I'll look into that. Thank you.
Yep. Yep. All right, what else we got? Josh, I haven't heard from you. It's your second week here. Love to catch an update, just see how you're digesting things here and how things are going so far. Second weekend.
Yeah, we're doing good. I kind of consulted with all the staff yesterday, and their minds are kind of blown about the package program, selling our entire curriculum as one package, but people are warm to the idea. Finished the 3rd reread of your book, and I'm on a couple others that you mentioned in that book now. And inundated with information. I'm messing with the drip campaigns and Momentum HQ, but yeah, we're rocking and rolling.
Excellent. And Charlie, I know your ads are going also. Charlie, that's your first week of ads. Josh, good to hear from you. Charlie, first week of ads.
Yeah.
How are ads going? I haven't looked in.
Well, actually, I did put them up until yesterday. I had them up yesterday, so I got 2 days in, and I've already got one person signed up. And a lot of views, a lot of impressions, got a lot of likes, right, and everything else. But 2 days in, it's not that bad. I already had one person already in the class, so I already have 2 people in the class for next week, and I'm expecting a lot more. So
excellent.
good.
So first day of ads already got one sign up. It's just a breath of fresh air when that happens, right?
Yeah.
It is. It's
Mhm.
like everything that you've worked towards, all of the suffering that you put into it is starting to pay off. So congratulations, Charlie.
Yeah, thank you.
And Shawnee, we'd love to get an update from you. I guess you kind of gave an update, but just kind of tell us how things are going. I know you got this big event coming up. I'd love to hear a little bit more about that event and what you're planning on doing there.
Everything is going good. Really focusing on women has really set the trajectory going. I had another sold out women's beginner class last night. 20 people, everybody bought a ticket for $25. I sold one complete training program that was $1,000. I sold an advanced carry program that was $600. I sold 5 range sessions. I sold 6 concealed carry classes. So like 75% of the people bought substance. I walked out of there like money bags last night. But I'm having I like, it was funny when I asked ChatGPT what is my one sentence brand statement. It said Tribe Defense Academy is what did it say? I can't remember now what it exactly said, but it said some dope as hell. But it was like it's focused on empowering Black people to protect themselves, and especially Black women to get out and be their own first responders. And that's really what I kind of do. So I'm having an event. Valentine's Day is a big thing here. I've always done different things when I had my other business. So I'm having a concealed carry event, not really a class, it's more of a social event. So I'm going to lay out, I have a lot of concealed carry gear, posters, different handguns. I'm going to have everything sitting all out for people to hold in their hands, to look at. I'm going to have it decorated in Valentine's. I'm going to have cupcakes and cookies. And once I put all the handguns out, I'm going to have all the signature drinks. And we're going to start talking and having a good time. So the social event, I got 30 tickets up for sale. So far, I sold 22 of them, and it's about a month away. So it's going to sell out. And of course, when they get there, I'm going to sell them one of my classes, programs, or something like that. So I like hosting, I like events, I like women's events. So I have a good time, and hopefully I'll make some more money. So if anybody has like a range or you cater to women, a Valentine's event is a low effort event that you could put on and offer to women to come, however you want to do it. But I think Valentine's Day is picking up as a social event for women.
That is so great to hear. You are an inspiration to a lot of people in this group. And I want to make note of something that I forgot to mention about brand, because you mentioned, ChatGPT spit out that you're, especially helping Black women, feel empowered and things like that. So as you're working on your brand, guys, right? So you can influence a lot more people by pushing people away who don't fit into your tribe, right? Who don't fit into your group. And that is an effective way, right? So I had, was it Josh just the other day where he had somebody in and they said something so offensive that my answer was, Josh, I would have given the middle finger and walked him to the door, I think was my answer. And so when we are able to protect our community and we are pushing people away, but that are not really in, part of our group, that is another way to strengthen your brand. Because the people that you are able to influence, you're able to influence more, and you're able to reach more of those types of people by protecting your community. And the protecting of your community is everything from what people comment on your Facebook ad all the way down to how people leave your facility. Okay, so a lot of people are not a fan of deleting comments because they're like, well, the First Amendment. And I'm like, the First Amendment is a governmental retribution, protects you from governmental retribution to free speech. It doesn't mean that you're going to dominate my ads. Okay, so I delete comments and I ban people all the time. And protecting your community is essential to growth, I feel like. So pushing people out that are not part of your community and that are not going to be a good part of your community, and protecting your brand is as effective as reaching more people.